All right, let's talk about DeFi. You've probably heard the term thrown around a lot. It stands for Decentralized Finance, and yeah, it can sound super complicated. But don't worry, today we're going to cut through all that noise. We'll break down what it is, how you can actually use it, and maybe most importantly, why you should even care. So let's get right into it.
So you hear these crazy terms flying around, right? Yield farming, AMMs, exploits, and you're just thinking, whoa, where do I even begin? Trust me, you are not alone. It feels like learning a whole new language. But here's the secret. The basic ideas, they're actually way simpler than they sound. And we're going to unpack them step by step right now.
Okay, so what's the big deal here? Let's boil it down. Think about regular finance, what we can call TradFi. It's all about middlemen. Banks, brokers, big institutions, you have to trust them to move your money around. Now, DeFi comes along and just gets rid of them. It replaces all those middlemen with code. We're talking about smart contracts, which are really just automated agreements that can't be changed, running on a blockchain. And a blockchain is just a super secure public notebook that everyone can see but no one can erase. The result? A financial system that's open to literally anyone with an internet connection.
All right, so what can you actually do with all this stuff? Well, this is where it gets really cool. People in the space called DeFi apps money Legos, and it's a perfect name because each one is like a simple building block, but you can snap them together to create some incredibly powerful things. Let's check out the three main Lego pieces in the box.
First up, you've got swapping. Think of a decentralized exchange, or a DEX. It's basically a marketplace for digital assets that never closes and has no boss. So instead of going to a big company like Coinbase to trade, you're interacting directly with the code, the smart contract. It's you, a pool of assets, and the blockchain. No signups, no permission needed. This is the absolute heart of the DeFi marketplace.
Okay, next Lego piece. Lending and borrowing. Imagine a bank, but without the building, the bankers, or the crazy hours. It's an autonomous global money market. You can put your crypto in and start earning interest on it, kind of like a savings account on steroids. Or, if you need cash, you can put your crypto up as collateral and borrow against it. And the best part, the rules are all set in the code. No applying, no getting judged by a loan officer. If you have the collateral, you can get the loan.
And this leads us to the one you've probably heard about, yield farming. This is one of the wildest, most innovative parts of DeFi. It's basically the art of making your crypto work for you. You're moving your funds between different protocols, chasing the best returns. You might be lending, providing liquidity, or both at once. And in return, these protocols often reward you with their own tokens. This can lead to some absolutely insane returns. But, and it's a big but, it's also where a lot of the risk lives.
So let's just quickly recap. The three core money Legos are swap assets on a DEX, lend your crypto out or borrow against it, and earn rewards by putting your assets to work, which is yield farming. Swap, lend and borrow, earn. That's pretty much the foundation of this whole new world. Simple, right?
Okay, now for maybe the most important part of this whole conversation. It's easy to get excited, but with all this new technology comes, well, new risks. Every adventure has its dragons, and in DeFi, they are very, very real. This is not a magic money machine. So before you even think about jumping in, you have to understand what can go wrong. Let's face these dragons head on.
Let's start with this number, $89 million. That's how much was lost in a single incident. Here's what happened. DeFi protocols live on the blockchain, but they need information from the outside world, like what's the price of Ethereum right now? They get that data from something called an oracle. Well, in this case, an attacker managed to trick the oracle, feeding it bad price data. The protocol itself, the code, did exactly what it was supposed to do, but it was acting on faulty information. It's the classic garbage in, garbage out problem, but with millions of dollars on the line.
All right, next up is a really weird and tricky one that's unique to DeFi. It's called impermanent loss. It sounds scary, but it's really an opportunity cost. So imagine you provide liquidity to a DEX. You put in, say, both Ethereum and a stablecoin. Now, if the price of Ethereum suddenly skyrockets, the value of your assets in that pool might actually be less than if you just kept the Ethereum and stablecoin sitting in your wallet. That difference, that what if I just held it amount, that's impermanent loss.
And this chart really shows you how it plays out. You can see, if one of the assets in your pool doubles in price, a 2x move, you're looking at a 5.7% loss compared to just holding. If it goes up by 5 times, that loss jumps to over 25%. It's a real risk, and it's exactly why you earn trading fees when you provide liquidity. Those fees are meant to make up for this potential downside.
Okay, one more dragon to face, the sandwich attack.
You know how one of the big benefits of blockchain is transparency? Well, sometimes that transparency can be used against you. Because all transactions are public before they get confirmed, attackers can literally see your trade coming. And a sandwich attack is how they take advantage of that.
So here's how they build the sandwich. Step 1. An attacker's bot sees your big buy order waiting to go through. Step 2. It instantly puts in its own buy order for the same thing, but with a slightly higher fee so it gets processed just before yours. That's the first piece of bread. Step 3. Your trade goes through, and because it's a large buy, it pushes the price up. Step 4. The attacker's bot immediately sells the asset it just bought at that new higher price. That's the other piece of bread. They just sandwiched your trade, you got a worse price, and they walked away with a basically risk-free profit.
Okay, I know. That was a lot of scary stuff. You might be thinking, why would anyone do this? But look, being aware of the dragons is the first step to avoiding them. Knowledge is your shield here. So let's pivot from the risks to the solutions. Let's build your DeFi starter kit, a few simple, practical habits that will help you navigate this space way more safely.
First thing, and this is a big one, set spending caps. When a DeFi app asks for permission to use your tokens, don't just click approve on an unlimited amount. That's like giving someone a blank check. Tell it exactly how much it's allowed to spend. Second, get a hardware wallet. This is non-negotiable. It keeps your keys offline, totally separate from your computer. Think of it as a digital vault. Third, create a totally separate browser profile just for your crypto stuff. No random extensions, no other accounts. Keep it clean. And finally, practice good digital hygiene. Regularly go in and revoke permissions for apps you're not using anymore. It's like closing and locking doors you're no longer using. These 4 habits alone will put you light years ahead in terms of safety.
So, we've talked about what DeFi is, what you can do with it, and how to stay safe. But let's zoom out for a second. Why does any of this actually matter? What's the big picture here? Why are so many brilliant people pouring their lives into building this stuff?
I think this quote really nails it. Think about what the internet did for information. Before, information was locked up in libraries, in encyclopedias, controlled by publishers. The internet blew that all open. It made sharing information instant, global, and basically free. The grand vision for DeFi is to do the exact same thing, but for value, for finance. It's about taking the power out of the hands of a few institutions and making it accessible to everyone.
And don't think this is just some far-off science fiction. It's already starting to happen. The line between DeFi and the real world is blurring. We're seeing protocols that are starting to use real-world assets, things like invoices and even home mortgages, as collateral right inside DeFi. This is the bridge being built, connecting this new digital financial system with the one we use every day.
So that leaves us with the big question. We know the internet completely changed how we all share information. So will DeFi be the thing that changes how we all share value? Look, it's super early, it's still a bit like the Wild West, it's experimental, and as we saw, it's definitely risky. But the dream, the potential to build a financial system that's more open, more fair, and accessible to anyone on the planet, well, that's what this whole revolution is about. And now, you know what to look for.